Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Don't you like how Russia, China and Saudi Arabia are isolated by the United States of America? I love it. Very successful endeavor right here. Unfortunately, these three countries seem to have their friendship getting stronger and stronger, and the isolation little endeavor is not really working. In this case, China and Saudi Arabia seem to plan some visits, and Xi Jinping seems to come to Saudi Arabia pretty soon and sign some deals. Some deals that the United States of America were unable to sign with the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman because of being so diplomatic. The weasels who supposedly represent us, but who actually think that, and I think they really do, lead us, control us. This article comes from Sputnik and it is from today, the 7th of November 2022. And this is the title: After snubbing Biden, Saudi Arabia reportedly preparing to welcome Xi before year's end. So, the Sino-Saudi relationship could get a little more shored up later this year, as the Chinese leader is expected to travel to Riyadh for talks. I wonder what kind of talks. Chinese President Xi Jinping is expected to visit Saudi Arabia before the end of 2022, according to US media. And I'm quoting, "Sino-Saudi trade has steadily increased since they established relations in 1990, with China buying up to 27% of Saudi oil exports last year. At the end of 2021, annual bilateral trade amounted to $87.31 billion, $87 billion. Between January and August 22, Saudi Aramco delivered an average of 1.76 million barrels per day of petroleum to China." Well, as you know, the United States has great diplomats, not, and their technique, I will make a combination between technique and tactic here. Technique was, as you know, threats and blackmail. Well, they didn't work, and OPEC decreased its production by 2 million barrels a day, which angered Washington, these weasels. The relationship between Biden and Mohammed bin Salman is negative, not even at zero, and OPEC did what it did. Obviously, United States of America, these weasels, threatened, and they said they will not supply Saudi Arabia with weapons and all, blah, blah, blah. And in the meantime, started again sucking dry the US strategic oil reserves by another 15 million barrels. Remember, in March, Biden, the idiot, the semi-conscious guy, he said that, well, because of the inflation and all that, we need to suck some more oil from the US oil strategic reserves, which, if full, they have a capacity of 714 million barrels, something like that. And he said, we're gonna suck it dry, and we're gonna do this for the next 6 months, 1 million barrel a day. That would total about 180 million barrels at the end. That thing expired from March, and they expanded it with another 15 million barrels a day, which is already gone, I think. So they sucked dry about 200 million barrels from 714, if that was full. But it was not full. So I think right now the total oil reserves of the United States, the strategic reserves, are somewhere about 400 million barrels. Now, if you calculate that, let's say they continue to do it for about 1 million barrels a day, well, you just get to about, I don't know, a year worth of something like that, a year of just sucking dry more and more and more, maybe more than that. But anyway, it's just it's yeah, about a million, about a year, and there's not replenishing by itself. You need to extract a lot more and consume a lot less, or buy from the market. Who's gonna sell to you? The Russians? No, because you say no, we're not gonna buy it from the Russians. I think the United States get about 10% of its oil from Russia, and we find out that these guys are going to meet, obviously, and I wonder what they're gonna talk about. I'm talking about Xi Jinping and Mohammed bin Salman. Riyadh has long supported China's positions on key issues, including its sovereignty over Taiwan and its de-radicalization policies in Xinjiang. Speaking at a meeting with Foreign Minister Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud of Saudi Arabia last month, Chinese Foreign Minister and State Councillor Wang Yi, very smart guy, like Lavrov and Jaishankar of India, unlike Biden, okay, or Annabella Baerbock of Germany, or like a lazy lizard trust that's gone for now. So this guy told reporters that Beijing attaches great importance to developing relations with Saudi Arabia, taking Saudi Arabia as a priority in its overall diplomacy, its Middle East diplomacy in particular, end quote. And I'm quoting right now again. China also appreciates Saudi Arabia's pursuit of an independent energy policy and its active efforts to maintain stability in the international energy market, Wang said, adding that China supports Saudi Arabia in playing a greater role in international and regional affairs and stands ready to strengthen communication and coordination with Saudi Arabia on hotspot issues in the Middle East. So, as to jointly uphold regional peace and stability. When you talk about peace and stability, that means they're going to be a little bit of an allies, and they will be militarily aligned. So as you can tell, a lot of policies coming from Saudi Arabia lately are directed towards Russia and China. Remember, Saudi Arabia stated that has the intention on joining BRICS, whereas Russia, Brazil, China, Africa, and Iran applied for that. Algeria just applied. Argentina will apply, and in this case, Saudi Arabia. Turkey is interested as well. Egypt wants to participate and join. So the second club is catching a kind of shape. These goals broadly reflect the result of a summit between China and the Gulf Cooperation Council in September, which particularly concerned grain access for the Arab nations threatened by the loss of Ukrainian exports in particular. Those shipments have since partly resumed, although they paused recently when Kiev forces used the safety corridor established for grain shipments to mount a drone attack on the Russian city of Sevastopol. I'm quoting, Xi's prospective trip would come after his visit to Bali, Indonesia, for the Group of 20 summit next week, one of his first trips abroad since the COVID-19 pandemic began in early 2020. He is also expected to attend the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit in Bangkok, Thailand, immediately after, and to meet face-to-face with Biden at one of the two events. So, they will they will talk about oil, obviously, and remember, United States announced a boycott of Russia's energy product in March 2022, and Saudis started selling oil at a discount to Asian market, and it kept selling the oil at a premium price to the United States of America. And they also, the Saudis, sold oil at a cheaper price to the European Union. So we kind of see and know who are they angry with. And it seems like they're going to go that way. We'll see for how long, because, United States will not give up the energy resources of Saudi Arabia without a fight. And I'm not using euphemisms here. I'm talking about bang, bang, boom, boom, bam. So those countries are isolated and they make deals together, but they're isolated because we don't talk to them. Pock, pock, pock. That's why United States doesn't know how to use diplomacy anymore. It thinks that punching people in the teeth still works. Unfortunately, those guys developed weapons to defend themselves. So I don't know what's going to happen. They either, United States starts using diplomacy, or we say, you know what, we're going to crack it in two. This is our turf, that's your turf. Or, I don't know, we're going to start a few wars that are ready to go. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.